In the area that we are in, people like to drive into their driveways, park into their garage, and then they disappear, or we have these high fences in our backyards. And it's like, you hear them, but you can't see them. I think right now, living missional in our neighborhood is making eye contact, because it's so easy to look away, and to just ignore people while you're walking, or ignore them while they enter their home, or, even as they're driving towards the driveway, just to be intentional to look at them and wave. And then if you see them outside, go to them rather than just sticking to our side of the driveway, just being intentional to look them in the eye. I remember when we first moved here, there was a couple 2 houses down, and one night we heard some noise and we're like, what the heck is going on? Is our kids trying to vandalize the building that's being built next door? Colin went and checked, and then he came back upstairs. He's like, I don't think anything's happening. But then a knock was at our door. And so we heard the knocking, and so he went back down, and our neighbor, the lady, was there with her, at that time, I think 9-month-old, and she had a black eye. And she's like, she was scared. And she said that her husband had beat her. We both came down, I came down, and then she was sitting on our couch, and she's just like, can I stay here? And we're like, no, you can't stay here, but we could call a place for you to stay at. And so Colin made a few calls, and then a taxi came and brought her. But then what was cool out of that was the husband, a couple weeks later, came up to Colin and was like, I'd like to ask your forgiveness. And Colin's like, you need to ask your wife's forgiveness. He's like, yes, I already did that, but I want to ask your forgiveness because I wasn't taking care of my family, but you took care of my family, and I want to thank you. And so we had them over for supper, and then we were supposed to go to their house for supper one time, but it didn't end up working. But just intentionally then, because we know what's going on, but it's like, but to be intentional of yo, man, you're just a man. We get it. We would look at him in the eye. We would look at her in the eye. And sometimes I would ask her if I saw her on the corner of the road, on her driveway. I'm like, how are you? And then even when we ran into each other at a grocery store, I was like, how are you? Just because it's the question I'm asking.